In our top story this morning, tragedy on the Max tracks. What we know about the fatal accident in North Portland.
You have an individual that's now been convicted of attempted murder twice, and that's outrageous.
A Portland man sentenced to 17 and a half years in prison after being found guilty for attempted murder again. A look at the video that led to that conviction. And Portland City Administrator says budget cuts and layoffs are likely coming to counteract the city's $100 million budget deficit. We'll tell you which departments could be affected.
And we are also live this morning inside the Oregon Convention Center, the home of the annual Oregon International Auto and now Motorcycle Show. Yes, we're checking out all the ins and outs of this year's show. All the trucks, the cars, the motorcycles, all the information you need to know coming up here as we kick off the 6 o'clock hour of sunrise.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm China Green. Drew Carney is out at the auto show, but let's head over to Rod Hill for a look at the weather. We have Chris McGinnis standing by for us.
All right, so if you got your car washed yesterday, it's okay. I think it's going to stay dry today. Radar is picking up a touch offshore. Actually, our Uquina Bay Newport live camera has also shown some raindrops. But here in the valley, it's a mixed bag of broken cloudiness and dry. As we look at our state capital this morning, current temperature down in Salem, 45 degrees. The bricks currently dry, and the temperature outside from our Pioneer Park building camera is 43. Should be a nice Thursday. Partly cloudy skies generally. There's some cloudiness around. 50 degrees at noon, and if we do that, we'll get up to about 54 for high. I was 53 at 5 o'clock. Should be a nice day, Chris.
That sure looks good, and the morning commute is off to a good start. Much better, obviously, with dry roads out there this morning. This is I-5 near Capitol Highway, or Barber Boulevard, I should say. We are rolling along just fine. Later on this morning, be aware, east side of Clark County, Skamania County, SR-14 washed out doing some alternating as they do some core drilling work on SR-14, and that'll mean delays up to 20 minutes getting through this section of SR-14 later on this morning. Also, I-5 rolling slowdowns southbound near Woodland and northbound between Ridgefield and La Center. Washed out doing some tree trimming there, and that'll mean some delays getting through that section of I-5 beginning as early as 9 a.m. China?
Thank you, Chris. Our top story this morning, a man is dead in what appears to be an accident involving a MAX train in North Portland. This happened last night at about 8:30 at the Delta Park station. Authorities say the victim tried to cross the tracks between two train cars and got stuck between them as the train was leaving the station. The operator of the train did not seem to realize what had happened. A different MAX driver spotted the body on the tracks.
Unfortunately, he made a really poor decision trying to get to the train to go in between the cars. Obviously, it's very dangerous, and we discourage people from doing that.
The investigation affected the Max Yellow line in the evening hours. It has since reopened. The victim's identity has not been released yet. A Salem man has been charged in a murder from New Year's Eve. Police say 51-year-old Jason Perillo killed 41-year-old Catherine Cross. Cross was found dead in her RV in Wilsonville New Year's Eve. According to police, he was an acquaintance of the victim, and he was arrested in Salem on February 7th. In an update this morning, we have new video of an attempted murder in downtown Portland. This video from 2023 was released by the Multnomah County DA's office yesterday, just hours after a judge sentenced the shooter to 17 and a half years in prison for charges that included attempted murder. Emma McCarty has the story.
This is a very violent case from March of 2023.
Video from that early morning incident near Old Town, captured by Chevron gas station cameras, first shows a silver car and the passenger getting out with a gun. A second angle shows what happened next.
And basically ran into a party bus and fired at least 6 rounds into that party bus and shot someone and seriously injured him.
Officers found that victim unconscious behind Dante's on Burnside, with gunshot wounds to the stomach, thigh, and left arm. Multnomah County District Attorney Nathan Vasquez says as the victim recovered in the hospital, law enforcement worked to identify the suspect. A month after the incident, police arrested Dwayne Driver. Then in December 2024, a jury found Driver guilty on multiple charges, including attempted murder. And it wasn't the first time.
You have an individual that's now been convicted of attempted murder twice, And that's outrageous and unacceptable. And so, of course, we're going to be seeking the maximum sentence when you have someone who is engaged in such violent behavior and endangered our community in such a way.
That previous conviction in Washington County dates back to 2014. Prosecutors say he was behind bars for more than 7 years. Wednesday's sentence carries more weight.
In a situation like this, when you're dealing with someone who they've been to prison and then they go out and do the same thing, it really just shows a heightened danger to the community. And so it's one that we really need to take seriously.
In Portland, Alma McCarty, KGW News.
We now know the names of the victims killed in an avalanche in Central Oregon on Monday. The Deschutes County Sheriff says Terrence and Susan Shearshaw were backcountry skiing north of Mount Bachelor Monday at the time of the slide. Their bodies were recovered Tuesday. They were husband and wife from a well-known skiing family. Both were in their 50s. The Shearshaw family has been involved in the Oregon skiing community since Terrence's grandparents opened Ben's first ski shop in the 1930s. Developing this morning, neighbors in St. John's are on high alert after a recent string of fires that appear to have been intentionally set. Police say it's too early to tell if they're connected, though locals say that seems to be the case. On January 14th, someone intentionally set 3 garbage bins on North Lombard on fire, along with a dumpster on North Catlin. Since then, police received another report of a waste bin on fire and a fire at All Nations Church that scorched the doors.
It makes me feel afraid. You know, every time I put my cans out now, I'm like, is he going to set my cans on fire? My cans usually go underneath the tree. Is that going to catch my tree on fire? What else will that catch on fire?
Police say the man in the video is a suspect here. They say it is too early, though, to know for sure if it's just one person responsible. There's new playground equipment at 2 parks in Clark County. The first is at Geyser Middle School Neighborhood Park and the second at Sifton Neighborhood Park. The new equipment is made from weather-resistant materials to promote long-term durability. So, Rod Hill?
Yes.
Is there any chance they could play on that this weekend?
Yes. Well, not this weekend, no. But today, how's today? Today's going to be a great day to play. By the way, the playgrounds that I've noticed, the parks I've been to in Clark County that are somewhat updated. I mean, beautiful structures of building with the artificial turf down so it's not muddy, and including the new one they have at Esther Short Park. Really great stuff. All right, we have some blue. You can see it here. I've tilted upward the Wells Fargo camera looking that way, of course, is Vancouver, and it is dry this morning with partly cloudy skies over the city. Here are the early morning numbers. Winds are mainly light, a bit of a chill. I mean, it's 38 in Troutdale and Gresham, Oregon City 39, Tiger 38, downtown Portland is 42, Pearson Airfield in Vancouver is 41, Salem's 45, Dallas 41, down to Albany it's 40. This ought to be a nice day. We've had our Newport cameras show a touch of light rain this morning, but generally you're expected to go on to be dry most of today with a temperature of 51. Salem mid-50s, Portland will be up into the 50s. Even the Dalles is going to be warming up to about 50. This shows Madras at 4 o'clock, 48, and then partly cloudy 30s to low 40s out across areas of eastern Oregon. Okay, our 7-day forecast does feature a major event, and I'll talk more about this coming up in about 6, 7, 8 minutes, and we're talking about an atmospheric river that will bring us hours of steady rain. The heavier stuff developing as early as Saturday afternoon through the night, Sunday into Monday morning. So let me back up. Today, pretty nice, dry, partly cloudy, 54. Tomorrow later in the day, we're still watching that threat of some light shower activity into the night, and there could be some light rain around Saturday morning, but the main event is heavier driving rain setting up in the PM hours into Monday, and then that breaks up. Tuesday could be some showers. Right now, Wednesday looks great. Play day, mostly sunny and 60. Here's China.